everybody, welcome back to round 11 out of the championship for round Japanese GP this time. How are you all today? Early morning start, of course, 1 o'clock for LOR, Sunday Racing League. Used to start at 12, but they shifted to 1 hour later. So, midday racing. So I hope you all enjoy what's going to happen. And look at that, we've got all 20 drivers in here. This is going to be amazing. Some newcomers in here, and I believe that is... some of them are new. Catboy Kai, Thomas, Jonathan Cox, and one more should be new as well. I think Riley's a new one as well, so welcome to them. This could be an interesting race at the Japanese GP. Hello Gavin, how are you? Just waited to go to the lobby for short qualifying. This is going to be an interesting one to watch. I can't wait for this one to start. Just hang on a minute, just bear with me for a few seconds, it won't be long. So it looks like we're going to head off into the lobby. Carsberry is a new driver as well, so welcome him into this league. And we're about to go into the qualifying session, so welcome everybody who's just joined the stream. Hope you are doing well. Sunday midday, and it looks like it's sunny out there in the UK. Wherever you are, hope it's nice weather for you out there. Of course, there's coronavirus, we can't do anything about it. Some of us have lockdown and some don't, so just try and enjoy the sunshine as much as possible. Figure of 8 circuit is the Japanese GP Suzuka. This is where Sebastian Vettel won his title in 2011. I think Button won the race in 20. Yeah, he also won the race, 2011. And welcome everybody to the stream. I think we had Fuji before, back in 2008. Was it 2009 as well? Had Fuji? No, I think they came to this circuit in 2009. Then it was Fuji before that. So two different locations in Japan, Fuji and Suzuka. Personally, I don't know which one is better. We all have different opinions. I don't like this track myself because I really do struggle, but it is quite a good track. Hello, how are you doing? This could be interesting then. I think, is it a one-star strategy? I think it should be. Is it soft to medium? I don't remember before, but 19 drivers, although there would be 20 here, but anyways. Who will be the first one to come out on track? We shall find out and see who's going to be the first one to appear on the track. And my game volume is a bit too loud again. That's much better. There's an Alpha coming out of the track, and who is that? I will see who it is coming out track. One of the MNT drivers coming out, the Alfa Romeo. He's also on the soft compound tyres as well. One of them drivers opted to go on the medium tyres, which is Riley, down in the Haas. And we've got some couple of drivers coming on the outlaps as well. I think the Alfa Romeo is leading the pack. We've got a Toro Rosso behind him, of course, Honda's home circuit. And Jordan Thomas, ILOT Thomas, welcome to the league. IGK Yost and Finley Stewart representing Honda for this track as well. What's my favourite part of this track? Degner 1 and Degner 2. Well, I like the S's. A good sequences of corners through the S's. Down into the hairpin, we've seen plenty of people trying to make moves, especially Sergio Perez and Kamui Kobayashi back in 2012. I believe Perez also dumped it in 2012. He outbroke himself, spun the car, and he was in the gravel. I think he tried to overtake Lewis Hamilton at that corner as well. Spoon, we all know what happened here in 2018. Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen came to blows here. Vettel tried to go down the inside, wasn't enough room, and he eventually spun the car. 130R, flat out these days in the modern Formula 1 cars. We come down to the final two corners. We saw Nico Hulkenberg overtake Valtteri Bottas here. The yellow flag is set to 3, I believe that's people slowing down. Right then, we're on a lap. I'm good, thank you. Hello, Woutinho. As we go on a flying lap for MNT, I can't pronounce his name properly, so apologies for that one. As he comes down into turn 1, turning the 50-metre board, gradually getting slower for turn 2. Now coming into the sequences of corners, the S section. Oh, he loses the rear car. He got on the curb there, and he lost the back end. So that lap time is already ruined, but he's still going. So keep an eye on him as he comes up towards the hill at the exit of Dunlop. That's where the downforce was required for those corners. As we come into Degner 1, take the curb. Late apex fan second gear for that Degner 2. As we come towards the hairpin. As soon as the car straightened up, you brake, and I think the late apex is better to straighten up the car and get on the power as quick as possible through that corner, which he is and has done. Take the tightest line through there to minimise the time, and do not try not to scrub enough speed. And as we come into Spoon, turning the 50-metre board, use the curb on the outside, keep off that curb, taking the tightest line to minimise the time as he comes towards the end of sector 2. As we head off into 130R flat out through here, no need to lift off at all in these Formula 1 cars. Take most of the curb on both entries of these corners. Now you can get caught out by the hill, the bump on this corner, and he goes provisional pole with a 28.5. That's not too bad despite the first sector being horrific, as he is instantly replaced by Jordan at 127.8. That's not a bad lap time from him at all, as Frederick goes up into second place in the Williams. Right, who else is out there? Rika, he's on. I think he's just backed out of his lap. Alex is invalidated his lap time, but he'll come across the line 131.1, but of course is invalidated unless he backed off. And Gavin, he's in the gravel. Now he was on his flyer lap, and he's made a mistake and he's spun. Embarrassing for Gavin, we'll get off him. Tim Wentking, he went purple to the second sector, and oh, what's happened to him? He's in the wall, and that could have got a lot worse than it should have been. He could have lost the wheel through there. He's got full wind damage, so I don't know how he could have done that. Chapelele's up into 5th, but not a representative lap time. This is a difficult track, so no surprise these drivers are making mistakes. The sector is in 2nd place with a 1:27.8 for the Ferrari, not too far away from Jordan's time. Yeah, Chapelele's just completed his lap time. The Ginger in 6th place, a 38.6, not a representative lap time unless it was a banker. Who else is out there? Carsbury's on his hour lap. I'm so glad I'm not driving at this track because I always struggle at this track. Here's Gavin. He's spun in his flying lap twice as the Renault gets out of the way. Or the Racing Point, shall I say. Is he going for another lap? Yes, he is, as he deploys the ERS. Puts it into 3, interestingly, now up into 4. Right, who else is on their flying lap? IGK Yost on his out lap. Riley's on his out lap on the mediums, now on the softs. He told me he was on the mediums. That Racing Point ahead of him was in AI, thankfully he got out of it. Who's on their flying lap then? Sector's just invalidated it. Here is Gavin, and apparently he's gone purple through sector 1, so a much better lap time this time round as he comes down into the hairpin, breaking a straight line, taking a tight entry. Usually I like to take a late apex through there, straighten up the car as quick as possible and get on the power, clear out the hairpin. As he comes into spoon, take it through 5th gear. He's gone out wide, and that's an invalidation unfortunately for him. So carried too much speed through there, and that cost him an invalidation. So Carsbury apparently gone purple. I think that's just a glitch. Riding the curb on the way to the hairpin, like I said, taking the late entry, straight up the car and getting on the power. Yellow flag down in sector 1. That's a Williams there. I don't know if he's spun there or just slowing down. Takes it through 4th gear, does Carsbury. I thought it was a 5th gear corner. What middle sector will he set? It's going to be a 12.0, apparently gone purple. That's a Racing Point of Patrick. Hopefully he gets out of the way, which he does as he heads down to the final 2 corners, but it's just after the 100 metre board. Rides most of the curb in the last corner. The hill catching most people out as he comes across the line. Where can he go? In 6th place, a 1:28.6 for him, and that's his first lap time being set. Rika's on our laps, we're keeping an eye on him later. Patrick started his lap. ILRT Thomas coming to start his first flyer lap. IGK Yost is about to finish his lap time. We'll go on board with him. And where can he go? Can he go provisional? And he is a 27.6. He's got 2/10 quicker than Jordan, who's on his out lap, coming to cross the line to start his flyer lap. And got more people coming out of the pits. Go on board with Ricky, like I said then, as he comes into the hairpin. And we've got a couple more people on their flying lap as well. MNT Louis will keep an eye on him. Is he on track? Yes he is. He's coming towards the final 2 corners. That's where the yellow flags are, so I think he's just slowing down, preparing for his flying lap. One of the Willies just crossed the line and he's going up into 8th place. I think Louis in a 28.9 and now he's up into 8th. What about Rika then as he comes towards the final 2 corners? And where could he go? It's a 29.7 for him in the Haas, and he's gone up into 10th place. As Tim's retired from the session, and he's retired at the hairpin, so I don't know what happened there. Whether he just broke too late or whatever, he's retired and he will probably start at last place. Patrick's got up into 6th in the Racing Point, the Romanian driver, set at 28.5. As Thomas has gone quickest with a 1:27.5, a tenth ahead of Joost in second place. Joost is coming back into the pits. What about Jordan? He's come back into the pits as well. Sector in the Ferrari 27.8. He's on his out lap, not too far away from Jordan in terms of his lap time. Now about to start his flying lap in the Ferrari. As he powers down the straight, coming into turn 1, flat out through turn 1, but in turn 2 is when you start deploying the brakes. Nicely done from Sector. Always invalidated, got too wide on the curb there. So easy to invalidate, and it's so easy to lose the car. As Frederick up into third place. Nice lap time from the MNT driver. A 27.7 for him. He's a tenth off Joost, who's in the pits. Apologies if I can't pronounce your name right, I'll try my best to. Here is Alex then in the Mercedes on his flying lap time as he comes towards the Dunlop curb on top of the hill. It's so easy to lose your car there. You want to keep off the curbs because it will suck you off. I can't believe I said that. It will suck you into the track. Yellow flags as where Alex is heading as he enters the hairpin. The way I struggle the most and where I lose my time is through the Degners, the S's, sorry. That's where I lose most of my time. People like Tim Wedking, Finley and V8, not good places to start down there. Catboy Kai is on his out lap down in 16th place. He's one of those drivers not to set a lap time, as Gavin at 51.4 definitely needs to improve that one. I think he's about to come across the line. Yes, he is, and he goes up into 8th place at 28.4, much better lap time. He was struggling early on in the session, but I think he's got the grip with the car. And we'll go on board Alex to see where he goes. Gets on the grass, that's what Robert Kubica did, and they put him in the barrier as he goes up into 13th place. 4 tenths up, as you could say, could gain more time, but being on the grass, lost quite a lot of speed onto the straight. Sub 2 Kai, but Kai, as he comes towards Degner 1, completely messing the apex. There's the Renault behind him. Is he on a lap? That was Gavin. If he's gone for he's gone off into the gravel, Degner 2. Carried way too much speed through there, and hopefully he hasn't crashed out. No, he's still going, as you can see in the background as Louis left the session. Louis up into 12th place as he comes towards Spoon. Alan's just joined the session, so we've got different drivers joining the session. Don't think he's supposed to be here. We've already got BJ joining the session, the Dutch driver. Now another Dutch driver's joined the session. And Werku's sub 2 Catboy Kygo. A 30.2 for him, down in 15th place ahead of Chapelele. Chapelele in the pits. Right, where's the main drivers then? 3 tenths up is Joost through sector 2 alone, so this could look like it could be a good lap time. Louis finally joined back the session though, so I think it's just a bit of lag issues for him. At least he's back as we come through Spoon. Short shifting on the exit. Oh, look at that, the car wanted to lose the rear end. And what's his middle sector like? 4 tenths up, and this will put him on provisional pole if he can keep this pace up. Lewis left the session again. Surprised that's not an invalidation, the amount of Kirby took through there. As he comes across the line, where can he go? A 26.9, wow. Gotta say, that was an amazing lap time from Joost. He's gone what? 6 tenths up on Thomas. And Joost, Jordan, unfortunately for him, invalidated, but I think that's his out lap. As he comes towards his flying lap. The Ginger down in 7th place is on his lap time. We'll keep an eye on him as he powers down this short straight. Who's that car ahead of him? Hopefully he gets out of the way. And he's 5 tenths up. So where could this put him? Probably in 3rd or 2nd place. Not what he wants whatsoever. The racing point ahead of him. At least he gets out of the way. And where can he go? It's going to be a 27.6. He lost a tenth through the final sector. Was that the racing point holding him up? Not really holding him up, but being distracted by the racing point ahead of him. The turbulent air as well, losing a bit of the front end of the car. Patrick flying through Degner 1 as he comes into Degner 2. Oh, he's going to lose the car and he's crashed. He resets the track and I think someone's coming towards. Yeah, hopefully he wasn't on a flying lap. Was Riley on a flying lap? Nope, he was on his out lap, so that could have got a lot worse for Riley if he wasn't a flying lap. Finley Stewart down in 16th place. Let's see if he can improve his time. Looks like he's looking to be a good time. Coming towards the final 2 corners, riding the curves on the entry, and he comes into the pits, so he's got 2 minutes left to do something about it. He was flying, he was up on his delta, but did he make a mistake? I don't know. Meanwhile, the main drivers are coming out to start their possible flying lap. Did Ginger go for another lap on this set of tyres? Looks like it, so we'll keep an eye on him then. Going for a second attempt on these soft tyres. Oh, don't matter, he's down on his lap time. Frederick then in the Williams. We'll see what he can do, and just bear with me for a few seconds. Did Frederick cross the line or did he come to the pits? I was on board with him. There he is. Or was it Louis? Did Frederick cross the line? Oh, he started his flying lap. Got a bit confused there. Sorry about that. You can see taking the tightest line to minimise the time. As he comes through Spoon, try not to go out wide through there, but you want to take the curb as well. Now powering down the straight, taking the tightest line. Go flat out through 130R as he brakes for the 100 meter board, and nice entry for the final 2 corners. And where could he go? A 27.7. Has he improved his time? He's got up into 4th place, or he stays in 4th place. What about Thomas? Louis joined back the session, so he's having some connection problems like he was in Germany. He was having a bit of connection problems. The sector got up into 3rd place in the Ferrari, 27.5, not too far off Thomas's time. In fact, 7 thousandths off, like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. They were 7 thousandths off, weren't they, in 2016 in qualifying. Rosberg taking pole position ahead of Lewis Hamilton. The Renault comes across the line. Is that Chapelele? Yeah, he started his flying lap, so keep it out Chapelele later. What about his teammate Gavin? He's out there somewhere on the track. In fact, we'll go on board with Gavin. There he is. Losing the car at the final corner. And where can he go? 28.4, just down, so you could dare say that cost him a bit of time on the final corner, losing the back end. Who was I on board with? Thomas. Where can he go in the middle sector? How far is up on his delta? Almost, well, 210 shall we say, through the second sector. And this could, nah, it's too far away from Joost this time. Joost is flying out there as he starts his flying lap. Qualifying has ended, so this is important for Thomas. Where can he go? 27.2. You could say he was a bit late activating his EOS. Was Frederick about to start his flying lap? Yes, he was, but he didn't have enough time to start his flying lap, unfortunately for him. So anyone else out there? What about Sector? Nope. What about Joost? Yes, he is. Joost is out there. Can he go any quicker than the 26.9? What about the first sector? 2 tenths down through the first sector. Look at that, yeah. The Ginger crossed the line, the 27.6. What about Jordan? I think Jordan invalidated his lap time. Nope, he's still going. Chapelele crosses the line to go to 27.5. He's on the second row of the grid, ahead of Sector. We want to keep an eye out for Joost. I think Joost is backed out, so we'll go ball with Jordan then. Joost has backed out of it. He's safe on provisional pole position unless Jordan can do anything about it. But back to the middle sector, 3 tenths up. Where will this put him? probably in third place. If he can find more time through the third sector, could he find himself on the second row of the grid? Always a validator. That's really frustrating for Jordan. But what lap time could it be? A 27.5, and that could have got him into 5th place. So your boy Joost is on pole position ahead of Thomas. Chapelele in 3rd place ahead of Sector. Ginger is in 5th place ahead of Frederick. Jordan in 7th. The Alpha in 8th. Carlsberry in 9th place. Gavin rounds off the top 10 in 10th place. PMP Patrick in 11th. And that is qualifying done. Honda on pole position at his home GP. Look at that, 2/10 ahead of Thomas. Thomas set a good lap time. It's a Honda 1-2. Chapelele in 3rd ahead of Sector. The Ginger in 5th ahead of Frederick. Jordan in 7th ahead of the Alpha. Cosberry with his teammate in 9th place. Gavin in 10th ahead of Patrick. Riley in 12th place ahead of Alex. MNT Louis had a bit of connection problems, so let's see how we can do in the race. Rico in 15th. V8 in 16th. Catboy Kai in 17th. Finley Stewart a sub 5 seconds down his best lap time. He did back off for some reason. Finley in 18th. Tim Wensking, and whoever's starting in last place will be Alan or BJ. They will take the last car. So Tim unfortunately retired from the session. I think he crashed at the hairpin. He bottled the last chicane. Yeah, that last chicane is really hard. What do you think? They should remove the bump on the downhill section? That can catch quite a lot of people out. Oh, onwards to the race then. Who entered the session? V8's left the session, and Alan Voir is in. So it won't be BJ, it'll be Alan Voir then. Sector's left the session. What's going on? BJ's left the session. What is going on? Is it a restart or something? I don't know. 3 drivers have left the session for some reason. 1 more driver's left the session. So what's going on? Is it a lag issue? Because I'm looking in the chat. Gavin's left the session. So is it a restart? Someone please confirm. Yeah, everybody's leaving the session then. Someone please confirm that is a restart. It's definitely a restart for some reason. What has happened? Alright then, so it will be a restart for sure. God knows what's happened. I'm trying to look in the chat and nothing's being said at the moment. Wait. I'm trying to look. Restart. So, someone's got my seat, I think. So I think someone's took someone's seat. Yeah, someone has someone's seat. So, and there's 3 cars on the grid. Hopefully they should know that there's a restart going on. So Alan Voir is not supposed to be here, but he's taken BJ's seat. I've just disconnected from the session. Yes, that should not happen. That should not happen. I don't know why. So was Alan supposed to be here, or did someone just invite him? Because that's just unacceptable, really. Hello, Catboy Kai. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. Right, so another restart. Sure, we're not doing another qualify session. Hopefully the host changed that. I'll be out on a bike ride after this. So one driver taking another driver's seat, as that's what's caused the restart. I hope we're not doing another qualifying session. What a complete waste of time. If we do another qualifying session, that's a complete waste of time. But I don't know what's going to happen. 14 drivers in the session. Sorry about this. Should never happen. Apologies about this as well. I don't know who invited him, but I'm sure that he's not supposed to be here. I've never seen him race in the previous races, so I wasn't here last time out. I hope it was a good race. Right, I got some comments going in the stream, so I'll check them. Yogurt, hello Jamie, watching the races share play of Yoast. So Yogurt is supporting Yoast then. Can get a few tips. Do you know what? I won't mind a share play with Yoast. I want to see how he takes the corners. So, are we doing another qualifying session then? If we are, that'll give Tim Wentke another opportunity. And guess what? BJ, the guy who joined in the middle of the qualifying, will get an opportunity to qualify. So, if we're doing another qualifying session, then give loads of drivers plenty of opportunities, such as Finley Stewart, who didn't get a lap time in, where he did, but it was 5 seconds off. And he didn't come out to play after that one. Hopefully not doing another qualifying session. Or because of one man's mistake. "18 drivers are here. Who are we missing then?" Yeah, I can already tell we're missing Carsberry, the other Alfa Romeo. So Carsberry should be joining soon. There he is. And he's picked the Alfa. Right, one more drivers to go, then we're off again. Are we doing another qualifying session? Oh my god. Yep, or no qualifying session. 20 drivers are here, no qualifying session. And the starting grid will be custom grid, so Yoast will remain on pole position, ahead of Thomas in second place. I can't remember who was in third. "21 players in the lobby." There's 2 people spectating, which is Alan. I don't know why Alan's here. If he wants to commentate with me or not, then feel free. I'll give him an invite in the party if he wants to join commentating with me. We should be going off anytime soon. I don't know why we're waiting. All 20 drivers are here. Louis finally picked the Williams, and hopefully he doesn't lag out this time. So, predictions of who's going to win this race then. It's going to be a really interesting race to watch. Will Yoast run away with it, or will Thomas have an answer for Yoast? But you know, Thomas is a really fast driver in ILLT. Yost in IGK, and Jordan in VRT, representing VRT. We've got a few MNT drivers here, Louis, Frederick. We've got a PMP driver, LR driver, which is Gavin and BJ. CRL, Alex, representing CRL, and SHR, which is me. I don't know what we're waiting for, we should be readying up. Oh, he's making the grid then, so that should be easy because I had the grid up on my stream. There we are then, countdown to the session. I believe we're ready and off for the Japanese GP. In fact, the countdown stopped, so I don't know what we're waiting for. So predictions for this race then, who is going to win the Japanese GP? Will it be Yost? Will it be Thomas? Or will it be anybody else? Anything could happen at this Japanese GP. Will it be Chapelele? Did he qualify third place? I cannot remember. As some of you may know, I took a break from league racing because they say constant mistakes. Same mistake, different day. So I took a break from it. I will be back soon from league racing. Hopefully the mistakes will disappear. Not supposed to be making these mistakes under pressure as well. Off we go into the race then. Hopefully no problems this time in the race. I thought we all lagged out, but it was actually someone taking someone else's seat. It's a nice sunny day in the UK wherever you are. Hopefully it's a sunny day for you too. Very hot in the UK at the moment. Decent weather, but unfortunately we're on lockdown so we can't do much about it. Hopefully it's nice weather for you in other places. Having some nice decent weather for finally at last, but at the wrong time because of this coronavirus lockdown thing. Don't think lockdown in some other countries, but it is definitely enforced in the UK. Who's going to win in the land of the rising sun? Japan is a really nice track, but for me personally I really don't like it. I absolutely struggle, but watching these drivers race, it's absolutely fantastic to watch. The last Japanese driver that got a podium at this track was Kamui Kobayashi. He finished ahead of Jensen Button, managed to hold him off, and he finished in third place. His one and only podium. That was Sauber back in 2012. Sauber were really good in 2012, and quite a few podiums from Sergio Perez as well. as all 20 drivers this time are in the session, the 2 Dutchmen qualifying in 19th and 20th. BJ did not take part in qualifying because, oh, Lewis left again. Definitely having some connection issues like he did 2 races ago. So hopefully that sorts itself out. I can't even speak. So it was a Honda 1-2, Joost and Thomas in first and second, Chapelele in third place. So let's see what tyres people outside the top 10 have opted to go for. Some will obviously go for the mediums to get that long stint. Lewis joined the session again. So interesting, there's only 3 drivers on the medium tyres, which is Finlay Stewart, Louis and PMP Patrick looking to go along in this race. So I do believe you can take these soft tyres quite a long way in this race. About 13-14 laps, 12 laps. I can't remember how long, but they definitely could take it far. It's an easy one stop at this track. What's Jordan doing? That's a Red Bull. He should not be there. He's in 7th place. So Jordan leading the pack when he's supposed to be in 7th place. No one was disqualified for the formation lap. Thankfully, that's a good start already. Oh, he's got disqualified from the formation lap, both Thomas and Joost, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem as Chapelele goes off the track. I don't know how they got disqualified, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem as Chapelele's sector have been disqualified too. So the top 4 have been disqualified, but I don't think it'll make much of a difference because the drivers are coming towards the start-finish straight. I don't know if they touched or not. I was definitely on board with one of them. I didn't see them touch. They were close together, but I didn't see no contact being made. Hopefully the tyres won't be too cold at the start. It's going to be an interesting race to watch. Quite a fast drivers in here, as I think we're all lined up, which we are. We're just waiting for the lights, as there they are. We are underway for round 11 at this GP. Is that Jordan getting a really good start off the line? It looks like it. As look at the McLaren sneaking his way through. Up into, he's squeezed between the Red Bull and the Renault. But into turn 2 they go. That's the Ginger. As Joost, the Ginger's going to sneak through with the inside of Joost, which he has. He forces Joost off the track. Into turn 1 there's a Ferrari who's just gone spinning into the wall. I don't know who that is. And the Ginger is currently in the lead after starting 5th place. Remember, he did not get disqualified at the formation lap. Those tyres really warm and kicking in, and he's up into 1st place already. Good start from the Ginger. He was up into 1st place. Joost is 2nd ahead of Thomas. His teammate Jordan, who started in 7th place, he's also up into 4th. Chapelele into 5th. He's lost 2 positions to Chapelele. Federic up into 6th. The MT driver in 7th. Gavin in 8th. Carsbury in 9th. Alex in 10th. Riley in 11th. PMP Patrick, who's on the medium tyres, up into 12th place. Is he going to make a look a move? No, he's not. He goes wide into the hairpin. Is that that's Catboy Kai, and he's going to get forced off the track by Tim Wensking, who's gained up 3 positions already at the start of the race. Dar started down in 19th after he crashed in qualifying, but Joost and Thomas, did they exchange positions? I don't think they did. It's just the graphics going a bit weird here. But Chapelele down into 5th place after starting 3rd. Those cold tyres weren't working for him whatsoever, but the Ginger had a lightning start. On fire was the Ginger. He was in the middle of the Red Bull and Renault. Then he had the opportunity to try and overtake Joost as he went wide into turn 2, sneak his way through, and he's up into first. So Ginger will lead this race then on to lap 2. I didn't expect that whatsoever from the Ginger. He's flying. No DRS enabled yet, of course. So I don't think no overtakes will be happening into turn 1. A 5-second penalty for Sector for speeding in the pit lane. I think he was that Ferrari driver, as both Ferraris come in, so both Ferraris had a horrible start to this Japanese GP. I definitely saw one of them in the wall, but I think it was Sector because BJ started in last place. So Sector having a horrible race, and he's holding up his teammate for good measure too, so even more pain added to the Ferrari drivers, and they'll both be wanting the safety car. Ginger getting out of shape, coming out of Degner 2. He's got Joost on the back of him. Joost apparently 1 minute down, so definitely lag issues going on here. So Yost already putting the pressure on Ginger ahead of him as they come towards Spoon. As we've got some positions changing down in the midfield. That's V8 and Tim Wedking. Tim Wedking is up into 15th after starting in 19th. So making up 4 positions already in 2 laps time. Ginger, look at that. He's got Yost and Jordan and Thomas right behind him too as they come towards the final 2 corners. As we head on to lap 3, DRS will be enabled, so Ginger will start feeling the pressure of the Toro Rosso behind him. And I wonder how long he can survive. He had a lightning start off the grid, didn't he? 5th up into 1st in 2 corners. As Frederick sets the fastest lap time and he's down in 6th place. Look at that. All close distance between each other. There's the other MT driver there as well. Gavin down 8th. But what about Tim Wenking? 15th, there he is. Oh, he's ghosted through the Williams of... Now he's a solid car, so Tim Wenking got caught out by the solid car. He's going to spin, he got in the grass, and thankfully he didn't have to take anybody out. That's where Carlos Sainz spawned in 2017 in the Toro Rosso. In fact, crashed there as well. So Tim getting caught out, going side by side. He was a ghosted car until the game decided he was going to be solid. Probably getting caught out by that as well. And he's down back in 18th place. So Tim, he needs to be patient. We've got like 24 laps left of this race. Strategy will play in, safety cars will play in as well. No safety cars yet. And all 20 drivers still remain in this race. So a clean start you would say, but unfortunately one of the Ferrari drivers crashed at the end of turn 2. I don't know if it was by himself. Talk about mistakes. We've got we'll wait for Yost to make a move. And that's Alex dropping down the field. So he's one of those drivers that caused the yellow flag. Got a bit of lag going on here. As Yost completely cuts the corner. Now, coming onto the straight, Yost's got DRS slipstream and pulls out alongside the Ginger. And they're ghosting into each other. And Yost is ahead before turn 1. So the Ginger in 2nd place. Patrick can't make it ahead of Riley. The straight's not long enough for him. Yeah, massive overspeed on the Haas ahead of him. Catboy Kai trying to make a move on Alex. And thankfully I don't think Tim Wenking's got front wing damage. But he will be frustrated in that Mercedes. So lap 4 this race, we saw a change of leadership, which is Yost and the Ginger. So can Yost pull away from the Ginger? And the Ginger has to go defensive as Thomas has spawned. That's where Sergio Perez spawned in 2012. Did beat his car this time. And Thomas is out of the gravel and he is in 9th place. Now, I don't know if the Ginger left any space. I can't need to hold judgment on that one. Whether it was just his own mistake or not, I don't know. So he's dropped down into 9th place, has Thomas. Got a lot of ground to make up yet again. But the Ginger's surviving to live another day from the Red Bull. But he's got the other Red Bull behind him, which is Jordan, who's got Chapelele right behind him too. In fact, did he just let him go? Quite smart from Jordan to do that because he was the DRS, but Chapelele could get the DRS of Ginger, which he doesn't. So, oh, he's in the pits. So I wonder, did Jordan hit the back of Thomas? Is he going to change his front wing? I can't really see because of the sun. Yes, he is. He's going to change his front wing. So did he hit the back of Thomas? I wonder in that hairpin. Gavin has overtaken Carsberry. He goes out wide in turn 2. Carsberry opportunity to get back at him as we come into turn 3, and he's ahead of Chapelele. More yellow flags happening down somewhere, but I can't see where. So the Ginger went defensive on the inside of the hairpin. I wonder if Thomas got hit the back of Chapelele, that's why he spun. So both Red Bulls dropping out of the podium positions. One of them had to go in the pits. He's down in 16th place as Sector has overtaken Catboy Kai because he's in the pits. Look at that gap Yost already has on the Ginger, 1.4 second gap, and Chapelele in 3rd place. The German driver chasing after the 2 Dutchmen. Frederick, the M&T driver, is in 40th place as his teammate Louis has overtaken Finley. Finley goes on the grass as the Ginger picks up a time penalty. The highest medium runner is in 10th place. He's got a medium runner behind him as well, which is Louis. And yellow's to set to 1. That's a McLaren going off the track. Who's that McLaren? Is that V8? Yes it is. On the hard tyres, so I wonder if the hard tyres were just taking time to warm up and he didn't have the grip he wanted coming out of Dunlop. In fact, he's just going to crash. Yeah, he's crashed, so will that cause a safety car? Really wouldn't advise doing that. Not good on any of the leagues. The virtual safety car has been deployed because of the debris of V8 field. If V8 field is going to do that, he might as well retire because there's no point taking part if you're going to crash. Right then, so I don't think no one will take advantage of the safety car because it's too early. And Yost has pulled a decent 2-second gap over the Ginger. Remember, he set a 26.9 in qualifying. I really hope Thomas can get back as well. Unfortunately, he had that spin down at the hairpin. He's caught up to Gavin. If you just joined us, what's happened is lap 1, Ginger started in 5th place. The top 4 got disqualified from the formation lap, so I presume they had cold tyres. The Ginger had a lighter start, got up into 2nd place. Then at turn 2, Yost went wide, and the Ginger sneaked through on Yost, and he was up into 1st place until Yost overtook him, and the Ginger dropped down into 2nd. As V8's retired from the session, in the pits as well. So wise thing to do from V8. So one McLaren out, the other McLaren under pressure from Chapelele right behind. Look at the overspeed he has. And he's overtaken it before. Can Ginger fight back down the inside? Which one of them have... Oh, yes. Oh, come on, guys. Right, not really what we want to see at all. A bit disappointed to see as Gavin will pull alongside. And you have the DRS on Carsberry up into turn 1 they go, and Gavin's up into 4th place. Good move, but what about, who's that? Has it gone wide? Is that the Williams or Frederick who's just gone wide? Yes, he has. And his teammate, his Esports team. That's a racing point in the middle of the track. That's a lap car as well, so I hope you don't distract him, come back on the track. Yellow flags pointed out everywhere. The Ginger rejoins in 14th place, so he's just pitted. I didn't see no full wind damage. But that was a bit tight, what I saw from the Ginger and Chapelele. There's more yellow flags and set to 1. God knows what's happening. Yes, again, it's yellow flags. I don't know what for. Carsberry's not giving up with Gavin. Oh my goodness. What are these yellow flags for? That's Mercedes of Alex who's just made a mistake and he's lost part of his front wing as well. So not a really good race. As Louis has got past Patrick. Finally, he was stuck behind Patrick. Oh, that racing point needs to get out of the way. Had me worried for a bit because I thought he was going to smash into the car, but thankfully he's ghosted. He needs to get out of the way. I know you're a ghosted car, but the rules still apply. Yeah, not really what I want to see whatsoever. Patrick has been overtaken by Finlay Stewart as well, so is Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart, sorry about that one. I didn't mean to say that. Patrick, did he make a mistake somewhere, or was Finlay right behind him as Chapelele's left the session? Probably in rage after what happened. As Thomas has overtaken Carsberry, so he's up into 5th place. Meanwhile, I think further down, Jordan's got overtaken Ginger as well. But look at that, Yost just having an amazing gap over the MNT boys, who was 2nd and 3rd. Frederick did have a good race in Belgium. He crashed out in Eau Rouge. Retired from the session, of course. And now he's back up into 3rd place. Did an oopsie, lost the rear a bit. I made an error. Gonna stay in to do stewarding. It's a wise decision as well to do that. Tim has now overtaken Rika, but Rika down the inside, but Tim has the outside line. Rika, Tim had to go on the grass. I don't know if he just had understeer. in the hairpin. Now he's on the back of Rika again. Rika losing the ERS. Look at that. He's going to lose a lot of power on the straight, and he will be vulnerable to Tim Wenking, who's got more ERS than him. And around the outside he goes. Can he do a Hulkenberg or Bottas? Yes, he can. And he's overtaking people. What about Gavin and Thomas? I think Thomas is just overtaking Gavin, which he has. And he's on a recovery drive, and he's up into 4th place, and not too far away from Frederick as well. So Frederick will feel the pressure off Thomas. Race leader doing an amazing job. Oh, Frederick's not Frederick. The other MNT driver's gone wide off the track, and he's lost a position to his teammate and Thomas. Will he lose another position to Gavin? Will Gavin sneak through on the inside? The dirty grip here, the dirty tyres. And he stays ahead, but he had the outside line. He had a better launch coming out the hairpin, and he stays ahead of Gavin. Oh no, Tim's retired from the session, and that's at the S section as well. And a virtual safety car has been deployed. Lap 9. Will anyone make a pit stop or not? Is it a good time to pit? Lap 9, the virtual safety car came out. Will Yost come into the pits? Yes, he will. I'll do the same thing. It's a good time to pit actually. Get rid of those old soft tyres. Frederick's in the pits, Thomas in the pits. Yeah, everybody's coming to the pits. That mistake from Kilcry has dropped him down into 4th place. Kilcry lost 2 places, almost lost 3 places to Gavin, but he managed to defend from Gavin, had the outside line, which I thought he would struggle around the outside considering his tyres were dirty, just considering he's been in the gravel as well. So managed to stay ahead of Gavin as they all come out of the pits. Patrick's up into 5th place. Remember, he's on the medium tyres, so we don't have to pit. Neither does Finley. They do have to pit, but not now, as Patrick goes out wide through turn 2. As Yost rejoins crucially ahead of Louis. Louis did not pit, and he's losing. Look at that, he's losing the rear end. What's happened to him? He's absolutely struggling. Look at him. And there's yellow. Oh, that's a racing point who's just spun again. And Finley Stewart on the back of Louis, but he's just hit the back of Louis. And I wonder if he's just got full wind damage. Who's that racing point? Patrick. Remember, Patrick and Stewart. Not gonna lie, that was a bit rude of what's just happened. I had my mic muted, and that was a bit rude. I ain't gonna talk about it. Just a little bit frustrated at the moment, so apologies if I do terrible at comms. Something's just happened, and it's just pissed me off a lot. And yeah, not really. I don't know what's going on at the moment. It's like I'm lost in this race, and just can't follow what's going on. Oh. Yeah, I had my mic muted because it's I don't know how to describe it. Just a little bit disappointed, not because of this race, it's just because, yeah, just apologies on what happened. Well, Frederick's just overtaken Patrick, and down the inside he goes on Patrick. Jordan's overtaken, well, he's not overtaken yet. It's just this stupid game telling me he's overtaken someone which he hasn't. Yeah, he needs to pit as well because he's going to lose a lot of grip on those tyres. and that Williams driver under pressure from Kilcry behind him. Two MNT boys, so I hope they don't come to blows with each other. They got Patrick right behind him. There's Louis, and yeah. This is... I don't know what's going on. Apologies if you're watching this. He's gone wide, and that's going to allow his teammate to get through, and which he has. Apologies if I'm doing bad at commentary, it's just that I muted so... I'm definitely going on a bike ride after this one. So another mistake from Frederick, losing the rear end at the exit of turn, the hairpin, I don't know what turn it is in fact. Not really much going on at the moment, it's just the same old boring Japanese GP. Almost at the halfway mark. As Gavin's overtaking Louis, Louis is struggling so much, I don't know why, as there's the ghosted car of Jordan leaving the session. It seems to be struggling through the S section. Keeps losing the back end, but not on this occasion. So whatever problems he had, he sorted it out finally. But he's on the old medium tyres. Why did he not pit on the... I know he shouldn't pit, sorry. I think Fredericks and Kilcry's exchange position again, and yet again there's another yellow flag for whatever reason. This is a good battle between Frederick and Kilcry. Two MNT boys squabbling out for second place. I really hope they keep it clean. It is of course for the podium, the crucial podium, and they're on a brand new set of mediums, so just hope they keep it nice and clean, as Kilcry's got another penalty. Probably his first one, I don't know. The Ginger 3/10 away from sector, and they're coming up towards Spoon. There they are then, that's sector, Ginger, and that's really, that's just a simple overtake at 130R. We're all set to fight back. Will he go down the inside? Nope, he slots back, but he goes out wide too. That compromises his exit for the most crucial part of the track, which is the straight. And yep, he's too far behind Ginger to make any sort of threat to him whatsoever in this race. And Catboy Cry has crashed at the S section. His race is rather done and dusted for him. And Gavin on the back of Patrick, both on different tyres. I mean, the different age tyres, both on different strategies. Patrick obviously on the tyres that he started on. Gavin on a brand new set of mediums. And this is just going to be a simple overtake for Gavin. And there he is, before 130R, has made the move on the racing point, as Patrick loses another place, down in 5th place. Oh my goodness me. Meanwhile, Kilcry's still behind Frederick. two MNT boys going at it again as the other MNT in the pits, and Ricky's joined back the session. Where is he? Down in 12th place. I didn't even know he left, to be honest. My goodness me, there's been another incident, and that's a Ferrari sector. Now, I was expecting that someone will drop it there at some point, and sector is the first victim. As Carsberry has overtaken Patrick before the hairpin, so nice move from Carsberry indeed. Obviously the Sauber has been used to be overtaken at that hairpin. We see Kamui Kobayashi and Perez do it quite a lot of time. Kamui Kobayashi's favourite corner, of course. Look at that, Frederick, oh my goodness me, who's making more mistakes? Yeah, look at that Frederick's ERS compared to Kilcree. He needs to save that, and it should be easy, I would have thought, saving the ERS, especially to the first sector. So Kilcree needs to work on saving that ERS so we can try and overtake Frederick ahead of him. Also, if these two keep fighting, that means Gavin will try and catch up as well. Gavin, where did he start? Did he start outside the top 10? I think he did, no? Or that was his teammate. Finley's overtaking Jordan, but we know he's out of the session anyway, so it don't matter. He started down in 11th place, no, 10th place, sorry. So Gavin making up good ground at the start of the race. Jordan's finally joined back. You know what, props to Jordan for joining back despite dropping down loads of positions, so it's nice to see from him joining back. And VA, if you're still here, I need to give you a little message on Discord. If I can find your Discord, of course. I hate using that. Do you know what? I'm not even going to bother messaging you. I can't even do anything on Discord these days. Yet again, Kilcree not getting the power he wants on the straight because he's losing a lot of ERS, losing a lot of power down that straight as well, so he needs to focus on saving that ERS if he wants to get past Frederick. Frederick, I think he underfueled the car or is coming towards, well, he's definitely underfueled the car because he's got a yellow warning light. I don't think it will be a problem at this track. As PMP Patrick is pitted for a brand new set of softs, and he will rejoin down in, well, Finley's coming towards the finish straight. He's overtaken by Finley. What about the two, Red Bull and the McLaren? The McLaren and Red Bull jump him, and he will rejoin in 10th place. Will he be ahead of Louis? Will he? Can he get ahead of Louis? Yes, he can, as he heads down into the first corner. Now he's on course to try and catch the Ginger, Jordan, Finley Stewart, who are on medium tyres and on hards as well. Expect him to be quick at this part of this race. That car ahead of him is not, it is his teammate, but he's not in the fight. He's a lap car, so he should get out of the way for him. But it could also save him because he's got Louis right behind him too, who's 6 tenths behind, so he could stay ahead of his teammate, give him a bit of DRS on the straight to save him. But of course, they're on brand new set of softs because they did the alternate strategy, mediums to softs. They're coming out the hairpin and on course to go to Spoon. Because also see the Ginger and Jordan fighting as well. And there is Kilcree making a move on his team mate as he comes into turn 1. And he's ahead. Who's that Ferrari as well? Jesus. I'll go on board with Jordan then because he's closing up to the Ginger who's ahead of him. I would have thought the Ginger would have pulled it. Oh, he's caught in these corners, isn't he? You would have thought Ginger would have pulled away by Jordan, because look at the tyre difference between the two. And there is Jordan, and he's overtaking his Dutchman. Patrick, I think Lewis just got past Patrick. Yes, he has. Patrick jumped Louis on the pits, but this time around Lewis has overtaken Patrick. Right, the two MMT boys. Can Frederick fight back on his fellow esports teammate? Daniel, if you're still here, can you message me first on Discord, because I can't find you on Discord. I'm not even bother searching your name, I can't even find anything. Frederick will have DRS, but what about his... Look at Kilcree's DRS. And Sextus just set the fastest lap on a brand new set of softs. Too far back is Frederick, but the disadvantage for Kilcree that he will lose power on the straight because of his ERS. Now's the good time to save it through sector 1. Shouldn't use any of it in sector 1 whatsoever. Jordan's still keeping up with... the Ginger's still keeping up with Jordan. There he is. If Ginger's smart, he will have the DRS. Yes, he is. Can he get a better exit? It should do. And yes, he does. Now he has to hope he can get a bit overspeed than Jordan in the Red Bull. Moveno versus Honda. Oh, Ginger. Ginger shooting himself in the foot again. It's just a battle between these two. I've enjoyed seeing these two race, Frederick and Kilcree. Look at that, Frederick's got more ERS compared to Kilcree as well. But Kilcree saved me more ERS than he has done for the past few laps, so he will use that advantage down the straight to keep him ahead if he can. Sector's in the pits again. Probably go for that fastest lap. He ain't got nothing to lose, has he, Sector? So he's just going for the fastest lap. He's a lap down, but props to staying. I've got a yellow flag somewhere on this track. Who is it? Absolutely no one. So why is there a yellow flag? Oh, Sector's DNF'd in the pits. So he's decided that he wants to end this race. Yellow flags for sector 1 as well, so who's that? That's Sector's car causing the yellow flag in sector 1. Look at the ERS that Frederick has saved on himself, and Kilcree will be vulnerable because he's using it, whereas Frederick can stay in the slipstream and save it. Can Gavin catch up? Not really caught up, I thought he would. But he's still got plenty of laps left, 6.4 seconds behind, and yes, more yellow flags for sector 1, which is absolutely nobody whatsoever. It's Team Mentalism, MNT, if I'm correct. Good esports team. They've got really nice drivers in there. I've also talked to some of them. They've really got nice team. They're a really nice team as well. So. Frederick is probably biding his time, waiting for the right moment. But the Ginger is still connected with Jordan. He's still catching up with Jordan. Now look at that. Look at the overspeed he has. He's compromising Jordan's. How's that a penalty for the Ginger? Jordan should have got a penalty for that one. Jesus. Did you see how much he cut the corner, the final corner? Finley will go defensive, and Jordan will go around the outside. Now it's Ginger's turn trying to overtake Finley. As Louis picks up a time penalty. Where is Louis? Down in 11th place. There he is. As Yellow's just set to... Oh, that's a racing point. He's just hit the wall and spun. facing the wrong way around, and the virtual safety car has been deployed in this GP. This will give an opportunity for both MNT drivers to save EOS. Look at that, he's managed to fuel, has Frederick. He was on a yellow warning light, so I think he just underfueled the car at the start of the race, or made the car light as possible. And DRS has been enabled again because the virtual safety car has disappeared. And the Ginger has overtaken Finley Stewart, so he's used that opportunity under the virtual safety car to overtake Finley Stewart. Yost just came out of the pits. He's gave up his lead. So, is he going for the fastest lap? I know he's definitely got the pace to catch up to these two, but if Yost makes mistakes now, that could cost him the race, you know. So, I know he's got some good pace, and he's rejoined down in third place. So both MNT, do you know what? Both MNT drivers need to work together now. Oh no, more yellow flags. That's Louis who's just spun the exit of the final corner. So what I'm thinking is both MNT drivers could keep each other in slipstream and try and fight off Yost as much as possible. So who's the fastest driver out of the MNT boys? We know that Frederick's been keeping up with Kilcree, but Kilcree has caught up to re-overtaken his teammate back. So both MNT drivers could help each other to fight Yost. Yost will be quick and very fast on those soft tyres. Right, so they're both in the same esports team and they're both in podium positions, 1-2. But they could win the race here, or if Yost... Yeah, I know Yost has the pace. He's definitely got the pace. And Jordan's overtaking Riley. Oh! As Riley goes off the track. Well, Frederick is outside the 1 second range. So, I wonder if Frederick... can Frederick hold up Yost? If they're going for a different strategy in this race, can Frederick hold up Yost to allow Kilcree to pull away? Try and pull away as much as possible. I don't know who's the fastest MOT driver out of these two, but these two could help each other, and one of them can win this race. The inevitable will happen. Frederick will be put down in third place, of course. But look at that, he's fighting back to get a 1 second range. So who's the fastest driver at M&T? Oh, he's made a mistake coming out the hairpin, losing the rear end, applying the throttle. So what I'm thinking here is Yost has definitely got the pace. He's absolutely flying on those softs. I know he will overtake Frederick and Kilcree, but being optimistic here to try and win this race. Never give up and keep pushing. So either Frederick could hold up Yost as much as he can, or if they both stayed each other's slipstream and DRS to prevent Yost from winning this race. Right, he's in Frederick's DRS. Well, Frederick's in his teammate's DRS, but Yost is not yet, as Carlsberry picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings, as he sets the fastest lap of the race as well. It will hurt in this section, the turbulent air, the lack of grip. We'll have more grip through these corners than both M&T drivers. It will hurt here because the engine will start to overheat and we'll get some understeer as well, as Jordan sets the fastest lap on the medium tyres, 19 lap old tyres. So he's having some good pace at the moment. Where is he? Down in 6th place on old mediums. I didn't expect that from Jordan whatsoever. So yeah, so Frederick's in 1st place. Wait, what? What's going on? Where is Kilcree's dropped down to 3rd place? What's happened to him? What on earth happened there? Now Frederick's definitely going to be overtaken, no doubt. He would prevent the. He would try to prevent the. Try to hold Yost up as much as he can, but the inevitability will come. He can't stop the inevitability unless Yost makes a mistake. So what on earth happened to Kilcree then? Right, so Frederick's on his own and vulnerable to the fast Toro Rosso behind him as Ginger's overtaking Riley for 7th place. There they are. Go back on board a second. Frederick's definitely going defensive. Lap 25 out of lap 27. And there it is, and Joost is back up into 1st place. Unfortunately for Frederick, has been overtaken by Joost. I don't understand what happened to Kilke whatsoever. What did happen to him? Did anyone see? Can someone comment in the chat what happened? Because they were 1-2 and all of a sudden he just dropped out and his yellow flags are set to 3. What's going on there then? Oh, that's Jordan who's just spun. And I dare say he will lose a position to the Ginger. Yes, he will, but what about Riley behind him? No, so Jordan getting caught out on the straight. And he's been overtaken by the Ginger. Oh, Phil, he's going to lose it. He's lost it. He's losing it, but he still keeps it. More yellow flags to set to 2. That's a Williams of M&T. Louis, what's going on with him? He's definitely struggling, man. He's been struggling throughout this whole race. So those who just joined, 3 laps ago, Joost pitted, he rejoined in 3rd place. I was about to, and these two were close together, giving each other slipstream and DRS, and I was about to say these two could help each other to win this race against Joost. But Kilke made a mistake somewhere on the track and he put himself down in 3rd place. Frederick couldn't hold up Joost and he overtook him right here. Obviously you can see that spin did not phase Jordan whatsoever and it's instantly on the back of the Ginger. 2 laps to go in this race. Look at the overspeed he has. Going to go down the inside. Can he do it? It's going to be so tight. Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, ooh. If that move works, that was a brave move. But yet again, doing the same. Yeah, he's definitely angry. Doing the same thing he did a few laps ago. Trying to abuse the track limits. Heading down into turn 1 and 2. Oh, Finley Stewart barges Riley out the way. And he overtakes Riley with a bit of a shove, like what Perez did to Gasly in the final lap of the Japanese GP. Carlsberry and Gavin. Carlsberry has caught up to Gavin again, so let's see if these two will fight out for 4th place. I know Gavin's got a few penalties on his hands. I don't know about Carlsberry. I've seen him pick up a time penalty once as Carlsberry. So could there be a final battle? Look at Gavin's ERS. He would definitely struggle on the straight. Do you know what? He could be overtaken on the straight with the lack of power he has. Carlsberry can see the red light flashing on the back of Gavin's car, knowing he's running out of ERS. And this should be quite easy for him, and Carlsberry is ahead on the last lap, so Gavin, unfortunately for him, has dropped down a position as Kilke's retired from the session. Do you know what? Could Carlsberry get a podium? Where has he crashed? I'm trying to look where he's crashed. Can't see him anywhere, can you? I don't know where he's crashed then. Oh, he's crashed at the first corner. I can see in the minimap his car. There he is in the first corner. So what happened there between the two? Obviously he was on his own. So did he lock up? Did he clip the grass or something? I don't know. But we're on the last lap, and unfortunately he's lost out on a podium, and it'll be handed over to Gavin. I mean Carlsberry, but Gavin still could get this, you know, if he stays within Carlsberry's DRS. Don't think he has the power down the straight to do it. And we've got yellows to set to 1. Now that's Louis again. But it's going to be Joost who wins the Japanese GP. Almost loses it at the last corner. And Frederick will come into 2nd place. What about Gavin versus Carlsberry? I think it's over. Yes, it's definitely over, as Carlsberry will finish in 3rd place. Less penalties will kick in. And Gavin takes the podium. The Ginger versus Jordan. I know Jordan's aggressive, but can he do anything to try and take 5th place away from the Ginger? Ginger was leading this race at one stage. Where has Jordan gone? Well, he's definitely... Well, I don't know what he's thinking. How did he get the fastest lap? He cut the last corner. How on earth did he get the fastest lap with no penalty? He completely cut the last corner. Do you know what? I've been seeing him cutting him... It's been obvious he's been cutting corners, and he hasn't picked up one time penalty because of it. So, does that fastest lap stay with Joost? Come on, Louis. Louis took the corner slowly and he got a 3-second time penalty, whereas Jordan did not get one penalty. Do you know what? Is it that glitch again where you leave the session and join back and get no penalties? If that's the case, then that explains why he's been setting the fastest laps. That's finally the end of the Japanese GP. Deserved race win from Joost. Frederick in 2nd place ahead of Gavin. Carlsberg in 4th. Fortunately, because of his penalties, he dropped out the podium. Jordan in 5th, only picked up a 3-second time penalty. As Finley finishes 6th, the Ginger picked up quite a few time penalties. Riley in 8th, Patrick in 9th, Rika in 10th, and there's your DNFs downwards. Chapelele was the first to go. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, he got disqualified. He didn't crash out, he got disqualified. Hopefully we can see a much better race next time out, because this was quite not really a good race whatsoever, so hopefully next time out will be better. Yeah, I hate this track too, mate, don't worry about it. Right, we'll end it there then. That's the end of the race. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it'll be a next better race next time out, and a better job from me, of course. Not 100% from me, sorry about that one, but we'll see you next time out at 1 o'clock.